update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If not, welcome back. I love y'all. Everyone say hello, Nastascia. Hello, Nastascia. Commenting, liking, subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super thanks button down below. So yeah, we got we got a little bit to go over here. Let me just X out of that real quick. Hang on a second. Going live now. Okay. Ask everyone to smash that like button. Smash it, smash it. Okay, so I'll wait for a minute for everyone to get here. I'll go over a couple of other little bits of news that'll probably make a video out of it. Let's see what we got here. We'll start with Disney, and I'm pretty excited about this because it shows that Disney is very, very serious about their intellectual property. Disney sues online retailer over knockoff merchandise. Disney Enterprises Inc. filed a trademark lawsuit against an online retailer that went by the name Secret Disney Group for allegedly selling knockoff merchandise, including masks, Mickey Mouse ears. Secret Disney Group, later rebranded as Sparkling Dreamers, intentionally confuses consumers into believing that their merchandise is associated with Disney. The complaint filed in Florida federal court. So there's a, what do you call it? That's just Disney's way of showing, hey, for anyone, whether it's digital IP, whether it's normal IP, that means that they're cracking down on it. They're cracking down on OpenSea, cracking down on this. So I'm really, really excited about that because that just shows their level of commitment to Veve and all that. So I think that's really good. Okay, about 2 minutes in, we gotta talk about Wyre. We don't talk about Bruno, no. So I'll say this up front just to like calm the waters. Veve does not have to go bottom of the barrel for a new payment processor. If anyone's ever heard of, I think it's called not salt mining. What some people do in Africa if they're looking for, fresh bodies of water or just any body of water, what they'll do is they'll put a bunch of salt into a little hole in the ground, and a baboon will go try to pick it up, but the baboon cannot take his hand out of the hole without letting go of the salt. And the baboon doesn't want to let go of the salt, so baboon gets put in a cage, and the people that capture him give him all the salt that he wants. And what happens is that he gets really thirsty, so they let him out of the cage. The first thing he does is go to find water. And basically what they do is all it costs them is a little bit of salt, and that's the quickest way for them to find water. Veve can do something similar in where they, like I said, they've already said that they have, people in the throes or companies in the throes that they're ready to go to, but they have other places that could go, and they could file like, oh, look at Earth 2 cashing out to Revolut, and then Revolut sending to your bank account, that type of thing. Or they have other companies that, so the fiat off-ramp, they should announce that in a couple weeks. The fiat off-ramp, they should be like, hey, we're partnering with this company after, going through each of their stuff, we've decided that X company is the way to go. Whatever it is, whether it's Stripe, whether it's, again, they could use Revolut as the bank. They could go foreign, they could go like Alibaba with Alipay. They can do BitPay. There's so many different things that they can do. They have PayPal, they have, Square, they have Venmo. There's so many different ways that they can take the money on the app and, get it off the app into our bank accounts. That will be very, very simple. That'll be relatively straightforward. That part I'm not worried about at all. When I looked into Wyre, which again, today, I think I've gotten more messages today than probably at about any other time in my life. Because people were worried. People are just like, okay, well, is my money trapped? And, like, well, first off, we've been here before, like recognize that tree. And it'll take, like I said, a couple weeks. They'll announce who they're partnering with. How many months does it take after that? I have to do all the tests. Well, like Brock Blockchain said on the last stream, it's kind of like a Nintendo cartridge. You eject one out, you put one back in. Now, again, they have to test it, so it'll probably take a couple months. which is fine. That's it is what it is. But the big thing that I actually am uh, worried about, and this has nothing to do with Veve, and maybe a little bit to do with, it shouldn't have anything to do with Omi, but Omi's associated with crypto, obviously, because it is one. Um, Hold on one second. Let me go and um, I'm on live. I'm on live, haha. Um, so we have Wyre, which was run by Circle, and Circle, everyone in the crypto community has invested in Circle. Coinbase, Kraken, major banks, and Circle is also heavily invested in by Silvergate. And Silvergate they're about to be margin called with about, and let me read this real quick. This is from the Wall Street Journal, saying Fed's move to seize Robinhood shares, Silvergate accounts tied to FTX, and the seizure of funds come as the prospect of FTX customers recovering billions in assets remains in limbo. Let me get that there for you, just so you can see that. And then if you go on further, you read that federal authorities are moving to seize hundreds of millions of dollars in assets in the U.S. tied to the bankrupt cryptocurrency exchange FTX, a sign that the battle over the control of the company's remaining funds is escalating. Says Shapiro, a Justice Department official, said in FTX bankruptcy court hearing Wednesday that the federal, and that's today or a few hours ago, the federal government has seized or is in the process of seizing Robinhood shares, whose ownership is disputed by FTX and BlockFi, a cryptocurrency lender that collapsed in late November. That is both of them, FTX and BlockFi. Wall Street Journal previously reported that the dispute involved 56 million shares. So I will say that again. 56 million shares. And they say, we either believe these assets aren't and the rest of this is from Market Watch, saying we either believe these assets aren't property of the bankruptcy estate or fall under some bankruptcy code exception, Shapiro told the judge, John Dorsey, on Wednesday in the U.S. Bankruptcy Court in Wilmington, Delaware. And again, that was just a few hours ago. Separately, Catherine Parker, a federal magistrate judge in New York, in December ordered the seizure of money that an FTX unit was keeping in accounts at Silvergate Capital Corp. Again, it's all connected. According to a court filing on Wednesday, an earlier court filing put that amount at about $93 million, relatively small for the billions that we're talking about, but $93 million is still a nice chunk of change. Justice Department has accused FTX co-founder Sam Bankman-Fried of stealing billions of dollars of customer money. The U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York said Tuesday that his office had informed an FTX task force, and one of its goals is to trace and recover victims' assets, yada, yada, yada. And I realize I yada, yada over the best part, but that's a lot of money out of Silvergate, and be advised. Silvergate is about to get margin called by the 8th. They need to pay off about $2 billion by the 8th, or them, Circle, anyone that's invested in them, which is pretty much everyone, Coinbase, Kraken, at least those are the two. Like, let's see if I can find it. I'm pretty sure I can look up a few others as well. Should be able to just go to, well, Circle has investors including Alameda Research and FinCapital. Who else do they have? All right, come on, give me the investors. Alameda Research, Convertible Note, FinCapital, Private Equity Round, Marshall Wace, Fidelity Management, they have Fidelity, BlackRock as well. No, BlackRock's fine. Fidelity's fine too. Fidelity, depending on how much they invested, Fidelity has about 9 trillion. BlackRock also has about over 10 trillion in assets under management. You have Uday Kumar Bangalore Shiva, you have Caesar Chad, you have Pillar VC, you have Atlas Merchant Capital, you have Marshall Wace, and then I do know that Coinbase and Kraken were also invested as well in the Circle. So you have Silvergate that is about to get margin called on January 8th for about $2 billion, and they do not have the Bitcoin to cover it. Their Bitcoin holdings will fall short, and so they're going to dump as much Bitcoin as they can at that time or by January 8th. So you should see Bitcoin go down. And then, didn't I cover something before about January 8th and something else happening? What was it? Oh yes, let me go to my screenshots from, and this is why my video is important. Um, it was from wellchart.org saying breaking Gemini co-founder Cameron Winklevoss sends an open letter to DCG founder Barry Silbert asking him to pay back more than 900 million that he owes. Why? Because Gemini is about to get margin called for $1 billion. Wellchart.org says the deadline is January 8th. Wonder what happens after that. It is the exact same day. So you have 2 billion on one that will not be able to pay, and then Winklevoss twins that have about another billion. So there's going to be a lot of Bitcoin flooding the market, and you have a couple, like in the real world, in the 2008 collapse, when the big banks were doing things that they were not supposed to be doing. Well, what happened? The government used taxpayer money and they bailed them out. Too big to fail. Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, all these people got giant bonuses at the end of the year, and then what happened? Things were sucky for a while, but the banks were bailed out. In crypto, there's no guarantee of the Fed coming in and doing that. There's no guarantee of printing X amount of. I mean, in this case, it wouldn't be that much. It wasn't the trillion or so dollars that they printed in 08, but 09. But the government is most likely not going to come in and step in. The government does not like crypto. The government does not. They kind of want to see this collapse. They want this to go down further because they know that it's the future, and they're going to buy in, and they're going to. I don't know anything about technical charts, but a lot of my friends that do had originally said Bitcoin goes 12 to 14K, give or take, before we bottom. But if this happens, and again, if Circle collapses, and this is not just Wyre, any type of crypto onboarding or like on-ramping is gone. And again, Veve is fine because they're gonna get something that does not involve crypto. They'll have a way to cash out in fiat. That's fine. I'm not worried about that. But all of these companies could potentially be gone, at least in the U.S. I mean, what happens afterwards? I don't know. Be advised, guys. You could, for at least crypto pay in and pay out, we might not get that for a very long time. Earth 2 might not get that for a very long time. If they do, again, it would be for places outside the U.S. because again, Circle, which is like the crypto mafia, they own pretty much everything, and as they go down, at least none in the U.S. will rise back up. I mean, you'll have some people that might go and take their place. You might have PayPal and Venmo say like, "Hey, we're going to help do it." You might have Square and their Cash App say, "We might do that." And there's other things. And again, in foreign countries, you might have, let's say like, Alibaba has Alipay, but all these things like BitPay, all these other things, if nobody comes in and rescues these guys, if they can't get these couple $1 billion, that is not looking good. And what happens to OMI as a consequence of that? Again, OMI is not tied to this really at all. But when it rains, it pours. Stuff rolls downhill. So yeah, that's kind of the. I just went deep, like after the podcast with Jen I had before. I just went deep down the rabbit hole, like autism at full max, full tism. Dude, if I had some Lucy right now, I'd be telling you exactly what's going to happen in the future. Unfortunately, I don't. But yeah, so that's the interesting news of the day of the thing. So yeah. Oh God. Oh God. I'm too huge. I'm too huge. So I'll take some comments now. Justin says, "What up? I feel like I'm still too huge. There's no way I should be this." There we go. Perfect. Okay. Justin says, "It's my bedtime, Briggs." What up? Billy says, "What's a Wyre alternative?" Again, in the U.S., well, for fiat, it's whatever. PayPal, Venmo, Square. You could have a bunch of different things for fiat. You could have Stripe. The fiat is not something I'm worried about. And again, that's just in the U.S. You have plenty of other places, like you have Google Pay and Apple Pay that Binance just struck a deal with. You have Binance, and again, plays in Europe, plays all over the place. that's fine. Jake Gillespie says, hello, pioneers. Hello. Just says, I wonder how much this delayed MCP. I mean, it depends. You have what do you call it? I mean, it doesn't look like it's really affecting drops that much because they just Veve just released a video, a 20-second video, but it's a teaser of they announced RoboCop without announcing RoboCop. So if they have the time to do that, I mean, clearly, like other stuff is still going to go on as planned, as continued. Again, we've been here before. What was it like a year ago? Well, a year ago we were biting our nails because we were still on GoChain, trying to get to Immutable X, and then we get there, and then it's okay. Well, one cash out, and it took a while. So delaying MCP. I mean, I think that you could still roll other stuff out. I mean the OMI, because you're still using OMI, you're still using a native token. So MCP and OUP, obviously, it's not all of the resources are going there as they once were. This Wyre thing was kind of an all hands on deck situation. But again, it's fine now. That they don't have to scrape the bottom of the barrel. They can have a bunch of other partners. But yeah, I would say a little bit less resources would go into MCP and OUP. Might delay them another month or two from when they were supposed to come out. So we'll see. Yeah, they said SBF needs to be locked up forever. This is maddening. So I was thinking about that as well. When you have somebody, like armed robbery, that could get you a decade. That can get you 20 years. And you're stealing what? Like a couple $100? When you have billions of dollars that are stolen, I don't know, put like 20 years for every billion? I don't know, like screw this guy, like kill him for I would not want my tax money to go to feeding him and giving him medical care. He's fat, he's gonna have health problems in the future. No, just I'll pay for the ammo. I don't give a fudge. Like clearly committed fraud on the most insane scale. Yeah, obviously should not have done that. But I mean, if this dude just winds up getting 20 years, he's probably gonna wish he wound up back in prison because he's not gonna make it on the outside anymore. G-Flow says, Randy, you're the man. Oh, thank you, G-Flow. G-Flow says, I'm not gonna lie, bro. That cash out news is the first time I've been upset with Veve. We need catalysts. Didn't want to start 2023 this way. Well, I mean, we knew there'd be more pain this year. I did not think it would be that, but yeah. This pain could come very, very swiftly with everything that I just said on like the first 10 or 12 minutes on this. That could come very, very quick. Again, January 8th is that day. Mark that in your calendars, boys and girls, because that's the day of reckoning. Either they get bailed out and someone comes in and saves them with a couple $1 billion, or also be advised, guys. Places like Recur, again, Robinhood, when you have that 56 million shares, get your money off exchanges. I do not believe in any other NFT platform right now, like none. Obviously Earth2's a metaverse, so that's fine, but I don't. Thank God Hero has Immutable X. Thank God Palm has Immutable X. I would say Recur is done. I've been kind of laughing at them for a while. Yeah, Veve's at least still making money. At least still, they're still doing that. And they're doing very, very well. But as far as crypto pain, yeah, that's January 8th is that big day. News Now Marijuana says Gemini also uses Wyre for pay in and pay out. Not anymore. Not anymore, they're not. Yeah, Wyre's not coming back. They're done. Terry Collins says, how low will crypto go? Dude, I don't know. I mean, if Omi Panda's on here, he's not. All of this could be really bad for crypto. You need someone to... I mean, we're in uncharted territory right now. So I don't know. TA might be okay for Bitcoin. What happens for other altcoins? I don't know. Again, altcoins shouldn't really be affected, but might be. North American Hemp says, I think with all the worry currently, bottom could be like cost to mine at 3 cents per kilowatt hour. Was originally thing we roll along bottom till next halving. Crazy the turmoil. Hope everyone is well. Yeah, I'm fine. I mean, again, I'm not going anywhere. I've told people though, 2024, I will scale back a lot because I did almost 700 pieces of content last year between lives, shorts, and videos. I'll do that again for one more year, but after that, this is not a good life. Doing this much content is I have to scale back. That's way too much, and it's not like each yeah, the videos are 10, 15, sometimes 20 minutes long, but it's not like the lives are like 20 minutes long. The lives go for hours. The live, I had one 69-hour stream. Like it is not uncommon to see me live for 6 hours. So I did a 7-hour New Year stream the other day. Um, the yeah, it's just a lot, and I'll do it for one more year, and I won't go away completely. I'll still be making content, but it's not. You're not going to see 4 videos in a day from me. You're not going to see 2 videos and 2 live streams in a day from me. That'll happen for this year, and that's fine. I'm committed to that. But yeah, next year that's a horse of a different color. But outside of that, I'm pretty okay. This is MoonPay. MoonPay could be another option as well. Again, Veve does not have to scrape the bottom of the barrel. Veve can have the pick of the litter. Omrixage says, just bought more. Oh, we on this game. I love this game. I'll get a little more as well. Bailey says, have you contacted Foster Hill? He's fine. We talk. He's still around. Smurf Dabs saying, we need Lucy Randy to travel to the future and let us know the alpha. I don't have any. I was gonna do some for New Year's stream, but I don't have any. So you just got the mind. You just got the mind. The real Randy Chavez right now. Oh lordy, lordy. I am there, Jesus. The first, was it 8 minutes? 8 minutes were crazy, give or take. Sub-Zero says, hopefully there can be a fixed $25 fee with the next option instead of 10%. I mean, even Earth 2 takes 5%. I don't see that happening right now. I think they'll keep that for... And again, I'm not... So a lot of people are really wanting Immutable X. And then we could, sell everything on there, and then, we don't need that. But be advised, I don't know this, but I think they're waiting for all licensors, which move at a snail's pace. I think they're waiting for all of them to, sign off. And it's like, okay, well, DC has, Palm has licenses. Yes, they have DC. They have like 3 licenses. They have like DC Studios, and all the other stuff associated with DC. Okay, we have all of them, and then we also have 300 other brands that have to sign off on it. So I think that's what's really holding them up. Again, I don't know, but that just makes sense. And Justin says, what was the school project of a video Veve posted on their Twitter today? That's RoboCop. That's a scene from RoboCop. That's when he's like waking up and being a thing. So that's what it was. That was them confirming RoboCop without saying RoboCop. B. Christopher says, sorry, what happens January 8th? I just showed up. I just have to say, do the playback. B. Christopher, I'd say just do the playbacks, go back to the beginning. You can skip the first 2 minutes of the stream. I was just talking about Disney, which is fine. News Now Marijuana says, right, LOL. Just says 500 minimum cash out is still way too high. Doesn't fit the vibe. Yeah, that'll go lower at some point as well. So I wouldn't worry about that. Again, they went from 1,000 to 500. It'll go to 300. It'll go to it'll go lower, but you just have to wait for the new cash out option. News Now Marijuana says, bye bye Gemini. Well, at least Gemini only has that $1 billion that they need to pay off. It's not like Silvergate, which has 2 billion, and Silvergate does not have the capital. Silvergate does not have the Bitcoin to cover that. Um, Gemini with the Winklevoss twins, they might. I know that Winklevoss has money, and are they going to use that to save their baby Gemini? Eh, it's hard to say. I don't know. I mean, as coming from a multi-business owner, when when you have a company that's like having a child, and when you go and you let the company die, it's like saying you can't have your children can't have air. It's really really hard to let go of a company and just let it die. So but again, that's me on my feelings, and whatever. Winklevoss twins might be sharks. They might be like, let it die. I'm not risking my money. It really depends. Everyone's different. All Chat Gaming says, we live. We out here. North American Hemp, what's going on? North American Hemp saying, yeah, that 69-hour stream was crazy. Mad props for getting that in. I'm going to have to do $100. You're going to have to do a 100-hour stream at some point. We'll see. All Chat Gaming says, you can't quit us. You'll see. Speaking of other stuff, I am going to have Al Khan on the podcast tomorrow. He'll be on with Lori Brenner, Brock McBlockchain, NFT Pirates, Comics and Crypto, My Collectibles, and probably like a couple other people. We are doing those giveaways from the Pokemon, raffles and all that. We'll announce the winners. We'll announce everything. So that'll be really fun. That'll be, I guess, today in about 18 and a half hours. It'll be at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we'll do that. News Now Marijuana says, Justin, when they bring payout back, might be 1,000 again. Can't let all the money leave the app. Again, they're flush with cash. They don't need it, but it depends on the provider and what they do. Joseph says, why is there even a set minimum if they have liquidity, unless it's regulatory? Probably regulatory. Smarty Pan says, like the late night stream to keep me engaged. Appreciate it, fam. Yeah, it's wild stuff. Joseph says, brokies are rage quitting. Yeah, I see that too. And again, I wanted this to like an open forum to explain what I'm thinking, because if it was just a video, as whatever, things could change. But yeah, I just really wanted um to air some of these concerns, because it was not it was not fun. I mean, I don't want to say that. It was, when I look into something, especially that's something that nobody else is seeing, um, that's exciting for me. Now, granted, I wish it was something more positive, and not that crypto might collapse, and and Bitcoin might go to like 8K. Who knows? But yeah, I do get excited when I take a look at things, and like, oh, this goes. And how did FTX happen? Nobody looked into them. I didn't look into them. I didn't have money with them. I didn't need to look into them. I didn't need to look into the Wyre collapse either, but I did because I was curious, and then I just went deep down the rabbit hole, and I was like, oh my god, this is and again, they could get bailed out by someone, and has a couple $1 billion, and that's fine, but they could also not, and that could be not good. So Zero says, okay, 5% is better. 10% is pushing it. Yeah, I mean, again, it depends. I don't know when they'll go from 10% to 5%, or maybe they might even keep that, and then they might say, well, if you stake a certain amount of OMI, then the cash out becomes less. I could picture them doing that. I think that could be possible as well. News Number One says Veve has to protect Veve, and I'm okay with that. Yes. News Number One says definitely in a crypto winter. Oh, we've been in a crypto winter for like a year almost. Kevin Max says, have you heard anything about Picoin recently? Yeah. Picoin was a victim of like not an attack. Some company says, oh, we're Picoin and we're trading at $90 a coin, and I was like, well, that's not right, because Picoin has what, like 40 billion in circulation. Like, there's no way they're $90 a coin. So I got so many messages the last few days of people saying, "Oh my God, yo, you get your Picoin, sell it now." That is not the same Picoin. They have not listed their Picoin yet. Maybe they do it next year. I don't know. Um, but yeah, they would probably have six, seven. I don't know how many lawsuits that other company would have, because they were just trying to go and say they were Pi, and they weren't Pi. So a lot of people lost a lot of money. Friend said he heard of somebody cashing out. As far as I know, that's not possible yet. It's not an exchange. Yeah, no, it's not an exchange. Anything you see that here's Pi on an exchange, it's a scam. Don't fall for it. Crazy Dan 420 says no cash out. It's not a big deal for me. Just a bump in the road. Vivi will get another provider, and we are all good again. No worries here. Agreed. And like I said, they'll announce their provider in the next couple weeks, and then they'll roll out beta testing, and they'll do, so the testing part will probably take a couple months. Will that affect MCP and OUP? I don't know. We'll see. Whales are. I guess it depends on the whales, on the whale group. They have different mixed feelings about it. I don't think anyone's really like super depressed over this. It's like, I mean, it's unfortunate because some whales that I know have put in quite a lot into this, and they, if they wanted to cash out, now they can. It's like, okay, well, that's, yeah, and some of the whales only came in because they had cash out last year, and it's like, okay, well, now now they don't. It's like, but a lot of the whales that I know that put in a couple 100,000, that they could lose that and they'd be fine. Like, that drop in the bucket for them. So yeah. All Check Gaming says, I haven't used cash out yet. LOL, Phoebe's made me a collector. I've used cash out a couple times. I Yeah, I've used it a couple times. I don't have a. Um, I was gonna go and try and potentially sell another logo for more Omi. If this was gonna, if Omi's gonna go lower, but then, it looks like it's at like 2,700, and let's say if I sell for 25, then I get 24-ish, and then after the fees, I get like 2,100, and yeah, it's technically worth it. I'd get a couple more million Omi, but you know, um, now it's like, okay, now I can't even cash out if I wanted to. So, but it is going to force people to hodl. I do think this does kind of raise the floors a little bit, because you're going to have people cashing in and not cashing out. So it just goes up and up, up and up and up. And people, it's hard to keep gems. People get bored. They're like, I'll buy this. I'll buy this. And then Vv keeps collecting those fees. So, which is good. And you want Vv to make money. Big A says, Randy, do you have any interest in Hero anymore? Last time I remember you mentioned it was when you revealed their card at DCon. No, well, that was at San Diego Comic Con, but so I did a stream with Wazaverse, Some Go Brittany, Jen is Man, not Jen is Man, Jen Fambam. Um, Jesus, I'm sorry. I did a stream with Wazaverse, Some Go Brittany, Vivi Fambam, um, Sparky, and I think I don't know who else was there. I forget who else was there. And the stream was opening a bunch of hero boxes, and then it was a video, and they were going to make it into it was a recording. They were going to make it into a video, but it didn't record. So but yes, I was out there, and I was part of the hero video that everyone who I just mentioned and a couple other people said Happy New Year, to the Hero fam. Thanks for letting me be a part of the fam. So I have done a couple of things for them recently. I like them. They're fun. I've never cashed out from Hero, never cashed out from Palm. I've always just kept it in there because I like them. They're cool. So yeah, that's my thing on that. Sean Gill says, only worry is the users falling to only a couple grand, a couple thousand active. Yeah, I mean, they'd probably want cash out before they do marketing. So this might delay them a couple months. I mean, or they could not. They could market and they might not have cash out. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. I think Kelly the Veve Fox will be a pretty good source of information where she comes out with videos saying, "Oh, hey, look at these active users and look at the active users we have now. This is from last month. This is this month." In December, the number of active users actually grew, so that was pretty bullish. Um, we'll see what happens in January. We'll go on from there. My case is first bear market. This is harder than I thought it would be. The pain is real. Listen, this is not your normal bear market. This is the bear market mixed in with a recession, mixed in with you're getting hit with everything at once. This is like being 16 and learning to drive in the winter while it's raining, then you're pregnant and the dad's yelling at you. Like you're getting hit with everything at once. Like when it rains, it pours, and yeah, this is a bad beat. This is a really bad recession bear market. This has never happened in crypto before. So you're getting a big one. That being said, I'm not going to tell you this is the worst bear market you'll ever see, but this is probably the worst bear market you'll see. And again, it's clearly probably going to get worse in the next couple of weeks and months. But this is probably going to be the worst one for the next couple of decades, I would say. And I'm not saying that we won't have other bear markets. Of course we will. Everything goes in cycles, but this is the worst one that I've ever experienced. So this is bad. Kevin Mack says, "How pumped are you for Earth 2 advances in 2023?" You have no idea. It's possible they list on an exchange later this year. Earth 2's looking good, my guy. Earth 2's looking good. You have Sidroids, you have the other vehicles you can make in the eco sim, and then you have the drone video game being released. You can build your own drones. Like Earth 2 is on fire. And I'm so glad I have 40,000 Essence, and I'm so glad I have, like I said, I'm glad I have 40,000 Essence. I'm glad I have the, Chavez Topia. Link down below to the game, link down below to my referral code, link down below to Chavez Topia. Like I said, the only thing I never sold was Earth 2 properties and, the Essence. So I still got it. Or was I? Do you think there's potential collaboration possibilities between Veve and Earth 2? I've been pushing for this, both companies, both CEOs, for a long time, and it'll happen probably by accident. They both partner with Ready Player Me. They're yeah, there will be, and again, it might not even be between the companies. It might just be the players, because you're going to be able to have Earth 2 NFTs on Veve, and most likely Veve NFTs on Earth 2. And the avatars are going to be interoperable because they're both using Ready Player Me. So yeah, you will have some collaboration. Most likely it'll be by the fans, but who knows? Do you think Veveverse is happening in 2023? Yeah. But again, the first iteration of Veveverse is not what everyone's expecting. The first iteration of Veveverse will be showrooms and all that, and then eventually you might get some Veve lands, and you'll get a land sale next year probably. You're you're gonna get a lot. Veveverse will be really, really exciting in 2023. It'll start off slowly, but that's how you want to do it. You don't want to roll out everything at once. You want to go slow, build momentum. It's like when you're intimate with a partner, you just want to go at it. Like, no, you gotta slow. You gotta set the mood. Gotta let the blood flow. It's like that. Newsdown Marijuana says, "I made over 15,000 this year on StockX, and they have great payout system. You get paid the same day they inspect your item and you send them. Look into who their payout provider is and see if Veve can use them." What's it called? Shoot me a message, and let me know. No. Get out of here. Okay, sorry, moving on. All Chat Gaming says, lol. rain. Where's my... Oh, my water. My water's in the bathroom. Oh, no, it's out in the kitchen. Oh, I'm thirsty. Oh, I don't know what to do. Okay, I'll keep talking for now. News Marlon says Earth 2 looks like StarCraft. Earth 2 is the best looking metaverse by far right now. No cap. There's no, no holds barred. Earth 2 is the best looking right now. Crazy Dan 420 says, I agree. Earth 2 looks great. Earth 2. Earth 2. Smarty Pants 187 says, I was feeling like one way to get users who may fear KYC initially to enter Veve could be to have a trial period or limited level where you can still cash out once per month. Maybe for just some small amount like 500 just to allow users to have full access to the market and so forth. And decide to KYC if and when they wanted to be on longer term. I mean, I don't think you'd be able to, because then you just have people that commit credit card fraud. They just do it on a smaller scale instead of doing it on large scale. It's like, okay, $500, $500, $500. It's just excuse me. That's just what you'd have. So I love the idea. I love the brainstorming. It's just I don't think that would be possible like that. Kevin Max says Chavez-topia to the moon. Yeah, I can't wait. Fudge. I'm sorry, guys. This is like the craziest message day that I've had in like ever. Moving on. Smarty Pants says, good point. LOL. Meh, worth a shot. It is. News number one says, also, can we get more motivational TED Talk videos from Randy on financial advice and exercise? I feel like Randy has a knack for helping and motivating people, mainly young men. Oh. I gotta take a picture of that, because that's a good compliment. That's a good... Ask and you shall receive. You want to go running with me tomorrow morning? Not morning, it'll be like 11, 12, and be advised it's not going to be a long run. It'll be like 15, 20 minutes. Light run, because I gotta do back and buys tomorrow. And, when I do back, I do some deadlifts, and with the deadlifts, you obviously get a little bit of the hammies, get a little bit of the glutes. So I don't want to do a crazy run tomorrow, but yeah, we'll see. News number one says, that's the truth, bro. That is the truth. 100%. Sleeping Comics says, Randy, let's go. Yo, what up, Sleeping? How's it going, fam? So yeah, if you have a lot of dry powder on the side, if you have a lot of money saved up, the next couple weeks could really, really be good and really fruitful. If everything that I said happens, bottom falls out like a mother flapper. What says, amazes me, Veve doesn't have a backup for customers to cash out their money. You think they don't? Like, you think they're not talking to people right now? Yeah, Veve has their pick of the litter for who they want to pick up, and it'll be, like I said, they should announce probably inside of 2 weeks, and then they'll have their thing. They'll do the testing, whatever, and however long that takes is how long it'll take. But yeah, I think that's asinine to say that, oh yeah, David and Dan don't have any backups. Of course they do. Guaranteed they've been talking to them all day. Now, which one they want to go with, that's, you want to pick the best. So that might take some time, and that's why it'll probably take a few weeks for them to announce. But again, just my opinion. I guess we can go over some other news today that I haven't gone over yet. Bloomberg Markets says Salesforce will cut 10% of its workforce, saying it hired too many people in the lead up to the economic downturn. I think Amazon's laying off like 17,000 people. Listen, every company in Silicon Valley wanted to do this for a long time, but because there's overinflated salaries, and there is a large amount of fat, and you have to cut the fat. And Elon Musk was the one that said, okay, it makes no sense to have, they cut 25% of their employees, and now they're rolling out updates faster now with less people than what they had before. Why? Because people weren't doing anything. Like you saw it on TikTok, you saw it on like the dances that they would do. It's like, okay, there's no way you guys have this like full-time job where you're working all the time if you're like if you're doing these TikToks. And you know when and again somebody just had to go first. It was obviously Elon coming back with Twitter, and now every single other company in Silicon Valley is recognizing that they don't need this overinflated salaries with these paying for these massive perks. They can get more done with less. And now that Elon's gone through and basically taken all the heat, they can do that as well. So and people have been saying like, oh well, Veve, you need to scale up more and you need to spend some money and hire some devs. Okay, yes, they very well could have done that. How much money would they have had to spend? How much money would they have had to spend in order to try to do that? It's better to be lean. It's better to grow lean. Like how do you want to bulk? Do you want a dirty bulk by eating pizza and nachos and tacos? Or do you want to have steak and grilled chicken and eggs and like that's what you want. Um, Sorry guys, hang on real quick. I just okay. Uh, Hang on. I got a message from um um glimpse. Okay. Where was I? Dan K says, "Do I roll with Mickey's Secret Rare or sell it?" Um, so be advised, the Mickey's Secret Rare just dropped from like 300 to like 150, and then it actually went up today after the news to like 175. Um, and that wasn't because of the Wyre announcement. That was because the snapshot was taken at midnight, and now the people who had all three of the all aboard Mickeys were they had the snapshot. If you had it all of the third, then you're going to get an airdrop of Mickey's signature. And after the snapshot was taken, people are like, okay, dump. And but it only dumped by 50% before it started to rise again. And that is much different than Namor. Namor the Submariner, people needed in order to get the Shuri Black Panther airdrop. And that went from like $380 to like $55. That went stupid cheap. Now, obviously, it's up to a more appropriate price now. It went for 55, then it went between 60 and 70, often settling at 69. We're coming nice down below 69. But now, now it's between like, usually 80 and 90. So it is slowly creeping up to where I think it should be. Oh, geez. I'm already, nothing I do. Record to get more. Oops. I can think of. Okay, sorry. Actually, yeah. Let's take a look at the Mickey right now and see what he's doing. Sorry, itchy, 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 itchy. All right, come on, Veve. Okay, there we go. Start collecting drops, and we'll go to see where the secret rare is now. I'm curious to see what he's at. He's back up to 255? That was the weirdest, wickedest anti-parabola that I've ever seen in a life form. It went from 300 to 150 to 255. It's 255, right? My lordy. I expected it to go up after, but that's wild. So it barely dropped at all from when, it did, but then it went right back up. So you're looking only at a 15% drop from the time the snapshot occurred at 300. So at 300, that's when the snapshot occurred. Yes, you went down, but you had a really swift recovery, and it only actually dropped 15%. That's really interesting. I gotta take a screenshot of that. I gotta like do a video on that because that's wild. I don't know if that should have happened, um, but apparently it did. So so yeah, that's interesting. I think that all of those four Mickeys, the Bandstand, the Steamboat Willie, this one, and I think they will be very, 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 very scarce and very coveted in the future. Obviously, partner set Grail, but these four, because you can only have what 1,000 people that can ever collect all of them, because this one only had 1,000 for the secret rare, so you have a very very small amount of people that can collect all four of these sets. So I think you're gonna have some good. I would keep it, but that's just me. That's just what I'm thinking here. Dan Cases should get the signature. Yeah, you should get it by now, but I would still keep it because, for the future. Use down marijuana says hyper wallet. Okay, random hyper wallet. That's what StockX uses. Again, I'm sure, I'm 100% sure that Veve has people in mind, but I'll let them know. Kevin Max says just intensely motivated ragtag group of developers at Earth 2. I mean, let me answer this message real quick. Ooh, no, stop. Be careful in lies. I'm not going anywhere. / fine. I will look into it. I do want to read more this year. Moving on. Where was I? Yeah, so Earth 2, I mean, yeah, for a while they were. I mean, you had Wolfgang, you had, I forget that dude's name. It was like Noam or Namor. Nathaniel. It was Nathaniel. So Wolfgang, Nathaniel, like you had a lot of really good devs, Shane included, and then they just worked their faces off for years. And yeah, and they have the engine, and it's just, God, it's so beautiful. It looks so good. Looks so good. Spotty Pants 187 says just bought Christmas with the Superheroes Mint number 64 for just $38. What? The floor is 25, and yeah, it seems close enough for such a low mint. It is. It's a sub 100. Good for you, man. That's so great. So not only is that set, gives you a lot of MCP points because of 3 secret rares, but they're so cheap. It costs you, I think, less than $90 to get all 3. And you got one, obviously that's a sub 100 as well, so that's really good. So Zero says, wait, what? Wouldn't better devs be steak and chicken in this analogy? Well, when I say cut the fat, I mean, and how do you want to grow? When you're talking about, bodybuilders, yeah, you can have a dirty bulk where you're spending so many calories, and the calories where you're getting it from are not good. Yes, if Veve wanted to go and grow, they could hire 100 devs. Not all of them will be good. If you hire 100 devs, again, you have the Pareto distribution. 20% of those devs will do 80% of the work. How do you cut that out? How do you eliminate that waste? You have to go and say, okay, what is the way that I could grow the fastest while spending the least amount of money? What is the way that I can grow in the safest, most appropriate way, and not, because again, if you grow too quickly, a lot happens really fast, really quickly, and you can't train your people as fast. So staying lean, hiring people that you trust, and hiring people that are good at their job, and they're good at their job. You can't keep track of like 500 people. You just can't. But you can keep track of 50, 80. Like you can keep track of those. It gets really hard, but you can. Yeah. So it's better to by all means hire the best devs you can, but if you're going to hire 100 devs, you're just not all of them will be good. They just won't. So yeah, moving on. Use Marijuana says Hyperwallet is a PayPal company. That's who StockX uses same-day payouts. Okay, all right, good. All check gaming says nice. Thank you. I do have. Oh geez, that looks very good. Get an Audible if you don't like to read that much. I do like to read. I need to read. Hold on 1 second. So I can tell you. Sorry, 1 second. I'm sorry. All right, moving on. Oh God, I forgot about the book. Okay, moving on. Nice. What are the best deals you see in the market? I will tell you. I mean, what Smarty Pants just said. Like, I'll tell you this. Again, first appearances, that they matter to people. That tag matters. So I'll say this: the Fantastic Four holiday card. It's nice. It's you do have the first appearance signatures on the end of that card. 42 gems, so it's above retail, but it's fine. But they're not first appearances of those cards. When you go to DC and you take a look at what they have to offer in the deck, the Halls of Justice, all of these guys, one, they're secret rares, which I think the other one was too. Yeah, the Fantastic Four was a secret rare. But this is the first time that you're seeing them on a poster. And it's, there's not a ton of them, about 900 each, 850 each when you take away the 90 of them. So there's not a ton of them. And again, they are secret rares, and you're able to get these, $32 for the Holiday Heroes, $27 for Snow Much Fun. And then what was the last one? The other for the Christmas with Superheroes, 25. So you get them for under 90 gems, whole set. So you're just stacking MCP points. I think there, and again, there's not a ton of them. There's just not all right. So if we want to take a look at the Fantastic Four holiday card, is 40 something gems. That has the same amount of mints, give or take, as the Thor poster, the Thor Love and Thunder poster. You can get for like $200, and that has about the same amount of mints as the Fantastic Four one. And the Thor Love and Thunder poster is not a secret rare, I don't believe. I just sold it, I forget. But out of those 534 mints, give or take, 2 people own like a third of it. I know them. My friend Ernie and his brother-in-law, they own like 33, almost 40% of those. So when you're taking a look at the Fantastic Four posters, which arguably Fantastic Four is more popular than Thor, or at least they will be, they're Marvel's first family, I think that Fantastic Four poster is very, very scarce. It's a secret rare, and you can get it for $42. I think that's pretty scarce right now. And when I take a look at some of the other stuff, like the Marvel Mighties, okay, nope, that's not the Mighties, okay. And you take a look at Sam Wilson. Sam Wilson's a cool character. He's Falcon. He's a new Captain America. It's $6, right? Okay, $6. And you're taking a look at these Marvel Mighties, these new ones. Let's take a look at Queen Ramonda, right? Queen Ramonda is about half, give or take, maybe 55% worth. $3.46. Like, okay, well, if you just go by the price, you think that, well, Falcon is an Avenger, he's got, being Captain America 4, and Queen Ramonda is just a side character, and you would be right. And you could say, well, that's why Falcon, is worth almost double the amount. And you would be right if they were the same amount of mints. Queen Ramonda has 4,200 mints, which is, it's 4,200, and that won't be enough for people that really want her. Falcon has 28,798 mints, about almost 7x as much as Queen Ramonda. And Queen Ramonda is not really a popular character. I think M'Baku's a little more popular. M'Baku obviously has the same amount of mints, 4,200, but he's a little bit more expensive at $4. But again, 4,200 mints as opposed to, Jesus, this is, I think, why did I go so hard on these Mighties? I could have just as easily taken the money that I spent on Queen Ramonda, and because I have like 30 something of her, and I could have bought maybe 10 of Sam Willson. Why didn't I do that? Sam's an Avenger, and he'll be in more Captain America movies and more Disney Plus shows. Why wouldn't I do that? And Queen Ramonda's obviously not. Why wouldn't I do that? It's because of the amount of mints. It's because, one, yeah, you're right. Sam has had time to marinate in this market for like 6 months, 7 months, and Queen Ramonda hasn't. It's only been 1.5 months. But, or actually, that came out in 2021, right? Yeah, that's been like over a year, like a year and a half. Why, so he's had time to marinate. This is such a low amount of mints for what we're used to and what we will get again. That's why I went pretty hard, and that's why I got some 700s as well. So, yeah. I got another message here. I'm sorry. And by that one. Until it's done, Randy, please protect yourself. I'll do my best. I promise. I may. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Okay, moving on. Smarty Pants says, I think very few people realize they won the Black Panther poster sweepstakes from Cinemark because it's been sitting at 15 to 16 listings nonstop, and I think the deadline to use promo code passed yesterday. Yeah. Because again, when you find out, okay, it's an app, oh, I have to KYC? Nope. Again, what do you think it is? Like, when normies go and they find out, oh, I want an NFT, they're gonna think of the Spider-Man NFT thing that AMC put out, and that's worth nothing. That's worth maybe a couple dollars. And people going into this app saying, oh, I have to do a KYC thing to even sell it, and it's probably gonna be a couple dollars, probably not worth it. So people just, they'd be like, they see that. So yeah, it's very possible that these Black Panther posters have very, 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 very limited amounts of them. Yeah. Now again, it could be a mistake, and maybe emails didn't go out the way they should have, in which case you might get flooded with a couple hundred of them. I don't know, but yeah, it's interesting. Pablo's Town of Merit says, let's go. What's up, Pablo? Kevin Max, the likelihood that Dashi becomes a Veve collectible in 2023. Not this year. I honestly, at this point, I would tell Veve, hey, if you want to give me X amount of thousands of dollars, and you can use Dashi's likeness, you can use my likeness. I just want Moromi. That's all I want. Smarty Pants says, never mind, they have until January 28th. Scarred, gotcha. Also, I've lowered the price for Dashi. If you want to buy Dashi, you can buy Dashi. Smarty Pants says Thor: Love and Thunder is a secret rare, actually. Oh, it is. Okay, okay. I had 5 of them, but sold 3. Hold 3 Smarty Pants. 2 of my friends own. They own like 35% of the supply. They own a ton. Actually, they might own like 40. They own at least 35% of the supply. So yeah. Keep those for the long run. Guys, I've been going an hour, and like I said, this is the busiest day that I've like ever had, message wise and other wise as well. So I'm gonna bounce. I'm very, very tired. I am gonna collapse and take a nap, take a long nap. Comment, like, subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Everyone say bye to Dashi. Bye Dashi. I love you guys. Goodbye. Very thanks to DC's domain name. Not financial advice. Thanks for hanging with me.